You're about to see 3 designs, and I want you to decide which one is the most confusing. If you landed on these sites, which one would make you hesitate, feel lost, or leave immediately? Take a moment to think about it and then drop your answer in the comments below. All right, got it? Good. So you might have picked a design based on what looked good, but what if I told you that there's actually one thing that determines whether or not your website is effective? Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Mark. I'm a UX and product designer, a digital marketer, and someone who loves creating content about personal growth, productivity, and all things design. And after working on hundreds of sites, I can tell you that there's one thing that makes the biggest difference. There are 3 key ingredients that make up a great website: visuals, branding, and messaging. But if one of those is broken, your website fails, and it's probably not the one that you think. Now, before we dive in, I want you to think about your own website, or your favorite website. Which of these areas do you think is the most important? Drop a comment below before I reveal the answer. I'm actually curious what you think beforehand. Let's start with image and video assets. This is one thing that can definitely improve the quality of your website if you're very intentional with it. If your images and videos are high quality and match your brand, they help build trust and make for a stronger website. You could also use stock imagery. It's not the best, but it works, and a lot of people don't really notice it too much. Now, if you're using blurry, low quality images that have nothing to do with your content or brand, that's a problem. But I don't see that happen often. Most websites at least put a little bit of effort in to avoid that. So does this make or break your website? No. It helps, but it's not the deciding factor. Let's move on to something more important. Branding. You can definitely tell if branding was considered when you jump on a website. Branding makes a website feel intentional. When it's done well, everything fits, like logos, colors, fonts, they all work together. But when branding is all over the place, it just feels messy. Think about a website where the logo changes on every page, maybe the icon styles are inconsistent, the colors clash, and the fonts don't necessarily match. It doesn't look professional, and it definitely doesn't build trust. But most websites don't completely fail at branding, even if it's not completely intentional. As long as there's some consistency, it won't ruin the site. Even though branding matters, it's actually not the one thing that makes or breaks your website. As long as your site doesn't look like a chaotic art project, you're probably okay. But there is something that will instantly drive people away, and that's what we'll talk about next. Now, you can get away with bad imagery. You can get away with weak branding, but if your messaging is bad, your website is dead. Imagine landing on a website where the words are confusing or don't tell you why you should care. You click away, right? That's exactly what's happening to your visitors when your messaging isn't clear. They don't just leave, they actually go straight to your competitor. It's like watching one of those shows or movies that has amazing visuals and a great soundtrack, but the plot makes no sense. Euphoria. It doesn't matter how pretty it looks, you lose interest. The same goes for websites. Now think about a brand you love. Apple, Airbnb, Nike. It's not just about their design, right? Their words tell a story that makes you want to be a part of it. That's what great messaging does. And if you get this wrong, nothing else on your website can save you. All right, so let's put this to the test. Earlier in the video, you voted on which design you thought was the most confusing. Based on everything we learned in this video, I'm willing to bet that you chose B. If I got it right, then you have to subscribe and like the video. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.